Prabhu. Radhamananda is answering the questions of Mahaprabhu, Radhamananda Samvad Madhya Lila. We've been hearing. So,
Krishna tattva, Radha tattva, Prema tattva, rasa tattva, Lila tattva, Vividha prakar. Ita tattva mood chitte koile prakasham, Brahma ke ved jano, Narayana Narayana. Antarjame isare ei riti hoy, bahire na koi kichu vastu hriday prakar. शुद्ध हृदय महाप्रभु की कृपा जिसके रायमंद के हृदय में सब प्रकाश हो जाता है.
So the mercy of Mahaprabhu is manifesting in the heart of Radhamananda.
ito tattva mood chitte koile prakasham Brahma ke ved jano padai Narayana.
Just like Swayam Bhagavan Narayana, just like him also has manifested all the tattvas in the heart of Brahmaji. In the Chatushloki Bhagavatam, the 4 main shlokas of the Bhagavatam, we were hearing about this. So externally, Lord, Guru or Krishna, they are not doing anything, they are not speaking anything, but actually they are manifesting everything in the heart. Everything they are manifesting in the heart. So in the pure heart, the bona fide Guru is manifesting the heart of the bona fide disciple. All tattva siddhanta, all the rasa madhurya is manifesting. The more your heart is pure, will be pure, the more the tattva siddhanta and rasa madhurya will manifest in your heart. The more your heart is pure. So we must do what? We must clean our heart. And to clean our heart, what do we need? Sadhana bhakti. So 3 stages of bhakti: sadhana bhakti, bhava bhakti, and prema bhakti. Sadhana bhakti means what? How can we clean our heart? So one particle of the rays of the bhava of this nityasiddha vrajavasa is how this mode of sprinkle mode of them may appear in our heart. So for that, what do you need? First of all, by sadhana you need to clean your heart. In the heart of the sadhaka there are many kinds of anarthas, full of anarthas in the heart, isn't it? Many anarthas. So, how to do the anartha nivritti? How to be free from anarthas? If you are not anartha nivritti, if you are not clean from anarthas, this rasa madhurya, everything will not manifest in your heart. So there are Sarupa Brahm, Hridaya Durbalya, Asat Trishna and Aparad. 4 kinds of anarthas. Do you understand?
स्वरूप क्या है?
What is Swarup Brahm?
श्लोक ये चित्त स्वरूप की उपलब्धि नहीं।
So we don't know we are the spiritual
इसलिए
body,
शरीर जड़ शरीर
and we are thinking we are the material body.
पंचभौतिक शरीर जो है,
So this 5 elements body,
पंचभौतिक शरीर को हम क्या करते हैं?
we are thinking that the 5 elements body is our true self.
आत्मबुद्धि का जैसा आत्मबुद्धि गुणों सिद्धार्थ के स्वादी कुलत्राजी होमो इच्छति तद्धित बुद्धि शरीर न पवित्र जन से गुणे से स एव गोकर जैसा आत्मबुद्धि गुणों सिद्धार्थ त्रिधातु क्या है?
What is Tridhatu?
क्या बताया जाता है?
Kapha Vata.
अरे बात और पित्त।
Tridhatu is Kapha Vata Pitta. Kapha Vata Pitta. These 3 elements in the body.
ये तीनों जब एक लेवल हो जाते हैं ना तब
So when they 3 in the same level, then you give up your body. And also if they are not properly, your body will be unbalanced. You understand? Do you understand?
आयुर्वेदिक शास्त्र
According to the Ayurvedic Shastra, this is explained.
कफ
So Bat, Kaf and Pitta.
आयु अधिक होने से नींद
So if you have so much Vayu, air in your body, you cannot sleep. Cannot sleep. You can't sleep.
कम होने से
If also too much cough,
चित्त क्या बोले कंठ बैठ जाता है कफ पित्त तो सो करके
can't बैठ जाता है.
शरीर में खाने की
Throat problem. Cough also, if this cough is there too much. And then the last one I lost because I asked something, sorry. So,
और भी दृष्टि कहा जाता है ईड़ा पिंगला और सुषुम्ना
so these other 3 also Gurudev said. What is the name? Yidla, Pidla, Susulla, something like that. So also this conception is also there. By the Nadi, taking the pulse, you can analyze these 3 things Gurudev said. I don't know how to repeat.
इसलिए कहते हैं जस्सा आत्मबुद्धि गुणों स्त्री धातु के
Some Ayurvedic term.
स्वादि कर्मरादि जो बहुमत चित्ति तृप्ति शरीर इस संसार में
In this world,
जड़ वस्तु की प्रति हम क्या रखते हैं माया ममता रखते
we are having attachment for material things. Why?
हैं चित्त वस्तु की उपलब्धि नहीं होने
We are not realizing the spiritual reality, and we are
वस्तु की प्रति रखते हैं
so we're having gross conception.
जिस दिन चित्त वस्तु की
That day
उपलब्धि
will be realized transcendental things.
जिस समय चित्त वस्तु की उपलब्धि हो
That day we realize spiritual things.
जड़ वस्तु हमारे अपने आप
All the material things automatically will go away.
चित्त वस्तु की उपलब्धि होना बहुत कठिन है
It's very hard to realize spiritual things.
अनर्थग्रस्त दशा में
When we are full of anarthas, it's not possible.
निवृत्ति हो
The first anartha nivritti, free from anarthas.
दुष्कृति उत्थानार्थ सुकृति उत्थानार्थ भक्ति उत्थानार्थ अपराध
So
उत्थानार्थ
there are also these 4 kinds of anarthas. So I just told about Swarupa Brahm, Durbala, Asatrishna and Aparad.
सर्व ब्रह्म विचार प्रकाश
So there are 4 kinds also of Swarupa Brahm. Swaswarupe, Paraswarupe, Maya Brahm Swarupe.
इसमें तो सर्व ब्रह्म
All this is Swarupa Brahm.
अपने स्वरूप की उपलब्धि नहीं
You don't realize who you are, your own Swarup.
स्वरूप की उपलब्धि हो जाए तो
If you realize who you are, your Swarup,
स्वरूप में
then
माया स्वरूप
so
इसमें तो
Swaswarupe, Paraswarupe, Maya Swarupe.
उपलब्धि हो जाए
So you don't have this realization. If you had Paraswarupe,
मुक्त होकर
so if you realize, then you'll be free from lust and anger,
आगे
and you can develop.
भजन की तात्पर्य
What is the meaning of doing bhajan?
इसलिए कहते हैं कि कृति सत्ता भवेत्
Maya Swarupe,
साधना
Tattva Swarupe.
कृति शब्द कृति माने
Krita means
इंद्रिय आदि के द्वारा
whatever you do through your senses,
प्रयत्न के साथ
something you do with efforts, your efforts with your senses.
उसी के कारण
This is called kriti. like this verse, no? This describing the definition of sadhana bhakti. Kriti sadha bhavet sad. So the more you try, धीरे धीरे की दूर हो जाएगा. So the more you endeavor, more you'll be free from the anarthas. In this world, the jivas are completely under the control of lust and anger. Just like a donkey is running behind the she donkey to enjoy with her. And then the she donkey, again and again, she's kicking him with her hind legs, and the he donkey is bleeding still. He's running after her to enjoy. The same way the jivas bound by Maya, they want to enjoy material sense gratification. But these material things give them so much suffering, isn't it? This is what's going on. Wandering this material world. Now we are not thinking we are suffering. This is the thing. But if you know that you are suffering, like now we are thinking that this suffering of this world is happiness. We will like this world. This is our problem. We think it's good. Actually, that day that you realize that this world is really so much suffering, like you see the suffering is suffering, really, but because now we like material things. This is our problem. Now we like the material things. But the day you realize that this stress is really distressful, then you will give up material things. That's why it's not so easy to give up. We know everything. You know this world is full of suffering. You know or not? What do you know? This world is full of suffering. And still you want to enjoy material sense gratification. Because the conditioned souls, where they'll go to? So if you develop 2 fingers, then later on you fall down 4 fingers. You develop 2 fingers, you fall down 4 fingers. Like you're trying, but Maya forcefully is pulling you down. So that's why it said, the jivas in this world, they are wandering in this material world. Then, when they have faith in the words of the bona fide guru, and to have faith is also something really hard, to have real faith. It's not so easy. If your sukriti is not mature and accumulated, you'll not even have vishwas. Faith you cannot have also. But if you have faith, then you follow the things. Then you tolerate that sufferings, and you continue in this world, yes, but you will pray to Lord. You pray. You have to pray. Where will you go to, right? Where can you escape? Every day people tell what to do. I'm listening. What can I do? Are telling. Everybody thinks, Gurudeva, you tell me something that in 1 second everything is solved. But you also must do your sadhana. Without sadhana, it's not possible. Everybody wants. Do some tantra mantra, Gurudev. Just do some tactic, some magic trick, something like something with your hands or something. I don't know. That will send me straight to Nitya Goloka Vrindavan. But this is not how the way it is. You have to do sadhana. So here Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada is saying. कौन सा श्लोक? कौन सा श्लोक दीदी? कौन सा number verse? When the jiva is doing sadhana, then Bhagavan slowly inspires the heart. So automatically appear in the heart. So seeing your efforts, God will give the mercy. So if you give one step towards God, God will come 10 steps towards you. Just give one step towards God and God will take 10 steps towards you. But if you also step back one step from God, also He's also saying what to do. So the meaning of sadhana bhakti is to be free from the anarthas. I think this is the main. And at the same time, also try to get this sprinkle mode of the nityasiddha parikaras. So here is saying, so verse 264. Now Gurudev is reading 266, Madhya Lila 8th chapter, quoting from Bhagavatam, first verse. Some speakers say, in commentary also explains, and exalted saints also, they also say that if one person is speaking about something, his Mangalacharan verse, like his preface verse will explain what the person will speak about. Did you understand? What did I say? Okay, I'll repeat to you. When a person, what did you listen to? You're feeling sleepy. You're feeling sleepy. What did I say? So when the person will speak about something, the introductory shloka will be like the essence of what the person will speak, the subject he will want to speak about. So in this way you can see what the person wants to speak about. Preface shloka. From this they can know what the person wants to speak about. Do you understand? So when you speak about something, the introductory shloka, by this you can understand what is the book about that subject. Like for example, the preface of the book. Preface of the book, Prastavana is the preface. Like by the preface you can understand what the book is about, like the essence of the knowledge in that book. That's why all books have a preface. By the preface you can understand the inner mood of the book. So what I want to say is that
पहली जो श्लोक है,
first verse of Srimad Bhagavatam,
व्यासदेव जी ने इस ग्रंथ में क्या बोलना चाहते हैं?
by this verse, what Vyasadeva wants to speak about. Because the first shloka of the Bhagavatam is showing what Vyasadeva wants to speak about in the whole Bhagavatam.
अंतिम पुराण
By the mercy of Narada, Vyasadeva manifested the last Purana, Srimad Bhagavatam.
व्यास नारद संवाद में वर्णन हुआ।
It's called the Vyasanarada Samvad, the conversation between Vyasa and Narada. What happened once, Vyasadevji,
अपने समस्त
he
प्रातःकृत
had done all his morning oblations, like anik and so many things during the morning time.
सरस्वती नदी के
He had done, and he was in the banks of the river Saraswati.
और उनकी मन में कुछ
But in the mind of Vyasadeva, his mind was disturbed.
चित्त में कुछ विचलित समझ
His mind was, his heart was disturbed.
अस्थिरता दिखाई अस्थिरता नहीं,
His mind was not calm and fixed.
आपके मन में अस्थिरता होता है क्या?
Your mind is also like this,
तो पता नहीं चलता हो रहा है
but you don't even realize.
क्या रोज ही है
Every day my mind is like this, she's saying. Every day.
मन की चंचलता।
So mind is restless.
अच्छा मन की चंचलता के कारण
But why the mind is restless?
क्या हम जो वस्तु चाहते हैं
You want something
पूरा नहीं।
and you cannot fulfill that.
चलो वैष्णव जी के
Anyway,
मन की चंचलता अपने आप को निर्णय कर दी।
but Vyasadeva didn't know why his mind was disturbed.
मेरे मन ऐसे
Today my mind is so disturbed, I don't know why.
नारद ऋषि बता
Then Narada Rishi came.
नारद ऋषि उनको बता दिया
Narada Rishi told him.
त्रिकालदर्शी नारद ऋषि
Narada Rishi knows past, present and future, and told,
मन की असिद्ध कारण में बता दिया
I'll tell you why your mind is disturbed.
भाई देखो
Look,
किसी के मुंह देखने से पता चल जाता है
just by seeing the face of someone you can realize what the person is thinking about.
Is the indicate of
Face is the indication of the mind.
हमारे मन में बा हृदय में क्या भावना है
What do you have in your heart?
वो मन रूपी दर्पण
It's indicated in
मन
your
रूपी दर्पण में
face. It's like a mirror.
प्रतिबिंबित होता है। आपको दिखाई नहीं पड़ता
You cannot see it. Can you see it, your own face?
दिखाई नहीं
You cannot.
हाँ? किंतु आपके सामने जो बैठने वाले हैं
But those who are in front of you, around you,
पता लगा
they can know what you're thinking about just by your face expression.
क्या चिंतन कर रहे हैं क्या भावना हो रहा है
What's going on with you? What are you thinking about, etc.
तो उस समय नारद ऋषि संकल्प
So Narada Rishi himself said at that moment,
आपने जो ग्रंथ आदि प्रकाश किया
the book that you have manifested,
आपके ग्रंथ आदि पढ़ करके लोगों की मन
people
में
are reading your book and they
अनेक
are
प्रकार शंका उदित
so many doubts are arising in people's hearts. You couldn't really clear out the subject. You've written 17 Puranas.
इस पुराण में
In these Puranas, you have
चार विषय के जो है स्पष्टीकरण
spoken, you did not speak about 4 things clearly. What?
स्पष्ट रूप में आपने
Clarified. You didn't clarify, like make really clear. That's why people are feeling this confusion and they are having doubts. They cannot understand. Which kind of doubt people have?
ये आप स्पष्टीकरण नहीं लिखा
Because you did not make clear
भगवान कौन है
who is Swayam Bhagavan. Okay,
स्वयं भगवान कौन
you
है
told about Bhagavan, but who is Swayam Bhagavan? You didn't clarify. You didn't clarify this point. You didn't clear out this point. Second,
क्या बताएं?
what did I say?
भगवान
Also, you did not describe the Leelas of Bhagavan properly, in sequence. Where is the Leela of Dwaraka? Where is the Leela of Mathura? Like some places you describe this Leela, that Leela, but like mixed. Another point. What is the topmost goal for the living entities? In your books, you have spoken about Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. But what is beyond Mukti? These you did not also clarify. You didn't make it clear. Fourth? What is the fourth? The sweet Leelas of Bhagavan, like Ras Leela. Like Uddhav and great demigods, they are really eager to attain this highest prem. Also, we did not speak clearly about this. Then Vyasadeva said, but how can I write about it? Then he said, you should follow Bhakti Yoga. So by the instructions of Narada Rishi, then Vyasadeva entered in samadhi and followed samadhi and followed Bhakti Yoga, and then he had darshan of all the leaders of Krishna. And he also saw how the Jivas, they are conditioned by Maya, and also how they can be delivered. He had all these realizations, Vyasadeva. So Vyasadeva saw everything. So he wrote, Ete chamsa kalapunsa Krishnastu Bhagavan Svayam. Establishing Krishna as Swayam Bhagavan. What is Swayam Bhagavan? Who is Swayam Bhagavan? Okay, first of all, tell me who is Bhagavan. One thing is Bhagavan, another is Swayam Bhagavan. Come here, Prana Govinda. Do you want to hear or not? So tell me. What is Bhagavan and what is Swayam Bhagavan? You tell me. What's the definition of Bhagavan? Someone who knows past, present and future. He's called Bhagavan. Do you understand? He's called Bhagavan also, who knows about the creation, maintenance and destruction, and also who knows past, present and future. He's also called Bhagavan. That's why in the Bhagavatam many times Parikshit Maharaj has addressed Shukadeva Goswami as Bhagavan. He's addressed him as Bhagavan also. Parikshit called also Shukadeva Bhagavan. Hey Bhagavan, hey Brahman, Brahmana, Brahman, Bhagavan. So he called him like this. Like I think yesterday I didn't finish speaking about it, but Gopis didn't have Brahmagyan. They just thought Krishna was their all in all, beloved. So how they got this highest destination? So you do sadhana bhajan, then you clean your heart. Then you have to do so many prayers to Bhagavan Stav Stuti. Then you can get the highest destination. But Gopis didn't do any of it, did they? What did they do? They just cooked and fed Krishna. What else did they do? Tell me. Every day they were making just food for Krishna and feeding him. So Gopis thought Krishna is their beloved, all in all. So how did they get the highest destination, Paragati? Hearing this question, Shukadeva Goswami was angry, and he said, Ukta Prastat. I have already told this before. When? When I spoke about the death of Shishupal. You must be absorbed in God. This is the way to attain Him. Just somehow absorb your mind in Krishna. Somehow. By lust, by... Anyway, then you attain Bhagavan. No one came in. Nobody came in. So in the Vastrahana Lila, Krishna stole the clothes of the Gopis. Then Krishna told them, if you absorb in me, then all the lust and anger the person has in his heart will be destroyed. Just like if you boil the rice or the wheat, then if later you plant these grains in the ground, you think they'll be able to sprout? No, because already you boiled the seed, so it can never sprout. So in the same way, Bhagavan is saying, if somebody just absorbs in me, the microphone is not connected. The microphone looks like it's not connected. So if you just absorb in Krishna by lust, anger, or fear, or affection, or bhakti, you can attain to God. So this is the way how to attain to God. Gopis, how did they attain to Krishna? With their lust. But lust here means actually their love. Love of the Gopis is lust of the Gopis. Lust of the Gopis is the love of the Gopis. Externally looks like lust, but actually it's the pure divine love. So what is lust? And what is love? You tell me. So are you remembering these Bengali verses from Chaitanya Charitamrita? Are you remembering those? So tell me. So in Brazil, every day I was teaching, that you see in YouTube, I was every day teaching that young boy in Brazil to sing this verse, to repeat. Every day. Maybe 4 verses I taught him. He was forgetting, then again. Again and again, I was telling him. So when you want to things to fulfill your own senses, this is lust. When you do things to Krishnendriya, to give pleasure to Krishna's senses, this is love. Everything you do is actually for Krishna's senses, pleasure for Krishna's senses, this is love. The Jivas in this world, just like the people in this world, they're absorbed in the ones they love. So in the same way, just absorbed in Krishna with the same kind of love that you have for material things now. So just like we are absorbed and have affection for material things, just shift that towards Krishna. This is love. I always say, not like give up, just connect. So, like Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying, Prabhu, the same attachment I have for material things, I want to have the same kind of attachment and love for you. So, lust is when you want to give happiness to your own senses. This is lust. And what is Prem? When you want to give happiness to the senses of Krishna. You're thinking how Krishna can be happy. You're thinking about that. So the Gopis, they are absorbed like this.
Krishna
24/7. They are always immersed in Krishna's service. Isn't it? The Gopis have attained Bhagavan. When say Gopi here is talking about the sadhana-siddha. Of course, the nityasiddha are already always with Krishna. I'm not talking about them, but the sadhana-siddha Gopis. They're absorbed in Krishna. They were doing their like the household duties, but they are completely absorbed in Krishna. Like for example, they were milking the cows. So they were milking the cows for what? Krishna service. Some Gopi maybe was sweeping the floor. Why? This house belongs to Govinda. Govinda will come to my house. Govinda will come to my house. If my house is full of thorns, pebbles, like dust and so many, like dirty and so many things, God will not come. That's why the Gopis, they clean their house very nicely. Make their house very nicely also. So in the same way, the sadhaka jivas, they want to also make their house very nicely, very beautiful and clean and nice and beautiful. Keep your house like this. Why? Gopis are thinking this. all these bhavas.
और अपने सुख के लिए
But for your own happiness, if you clean your house and make your house very nicely, you put, what is that? Kya ji? The what? Flower pots. You put flower pots in your house to decorate your house. Why? Because Govinda will come. You should have this mood. Everything depends in your mood. Do you understand? God accepts our mood.
तो इसी प्रकार कहते हैं कृष्ण इंद्रिय सुख तात्पर्य
So we should try to give happiness to Krishna's senses. So Kamat Gopa means how did Gopis attain to God? By their lust. But actually means their service attitude. They had such a beautiful and pure service attitude towards Krishna. God wants a pavitra hridaya. God will stay in a pure heart, pavitra hridaya. So, at least for 7 days, don't listen Harikatha here and there and or opposite things in the Bhagavad Saptah. For 7 days, we had Bhagavad Saptah. Today is the 8th day. So you can analyze and calculate. For 7 days, you have how much Mundane Katha you heard or spoken, and how much you use your time in Bhagavad Seva and Bhagavad Nam, like Harikatha and service. You can calculate in the 7 days. Okay, once you did, but generally you're like discussing material things and what did he do, what did he not do, where he went here and there, like you're discussing about material things, isn't it? So do your own bhajan. First, you do your own bhajan, then you care about others. Then you think about others later on. First yourself. Okay, paradukha dukhi, you mind with other sufferings. You don't even know how to swim, and you think about other people's sufferings. Like, you are in the water, drowning, and say you're drowned. So that person who is drowning, he's also catch you. But also you don't know how to swim, so then both of you will drown. Do you understand? So, yeah, you should be paradukha dukhi. But when? Microphone, Gurudeva, please. Microphone. Cannot hear this. No, I cannot. I need loud. Sorry, because I speak together, otherwise I cannot. So yeah, this is what he's saying. First you do your own bhajan. The more you do bhajan, more you can also help others. I'm not saying also that you first need to do all the master degree, PhD. Okay, but the more you're already doing this much, you can also help others. This is the meaning. But you have to remember, you should not be caught in that. Be caught in that. Yes, brother. Because Maya is very powerful. Do you understand? Maya is very powerful. Prabal, do you understand? Powerful Maya. So all devotees be careful. Sadhu Sadhan. Do you understand? Great speakers, great people, they have all drowned in the water. So do bhajan. Do your own bhajan. Help others in the bhajan as much as you can according to what you're doing. Okay, so let's continue. God knows everything. Antarjami Bhagavan, He's in everyone's heart. Even though He knows, He's also like sometimes showing what to do. He's showing that He doesn't know what to do. So Janma Adi means what? Srishti, Sthiti and Pralaya. Creation, maintenance and destruction. This is one meaning of Janma Adi. But another Janma Adi, also Adi means Adi Rasa, original mellows. So you can also take this to Rasa Bichar. What is the Adi Rasa, original mellows? Shringa Rasa, conjugal mellow, Paramur mode. The source of all the mellows comes from is the Paramur mood. Actually, Adi means also foremost, many meanings. Conjugal mood, Shringaras, Madhureras. All the rasas they come from Madhurjaras. About the 7 days, we are thinking about what he did, or generally we are this, but 7 days we didn't do. If we were thinking about others or next So Bhagavan is someone who knows past, present and future. He is Bhagavan. Bhagavan also means that person who is also has the 6 opulences. He is Bhagavan. Who knows this verse? Aishwarasa Samagrasa. You tell me then. You tell me. Who knows Aishwarasa Samagrasa? Aishwarasa Samagrasa Vrijasa Aishwarasa Samagrasa Vrijasa Jashasa Shri Gyana Varagas Chaiva Sanam Bhagan Iti Gana. You tell me. Speak loudly, come on. So though that person has the 6 opulences in full, he is Bhagavan. Okay, so this is Bhagavan. But Swayam Bhagavan is what? Swayam Bhagavan. Jahara Bhagavata hoite, Anera Bhagavata. He is Swayam Bhagavan. From his supremacy, other Bhagavans come from him, like other forms of God. Like for example, all the incarnations come from Krishna. Swayam Rup Braje Brajendra Nandan. What is Swayam Rup? He does not depend on any other form. He is self-manifest. This is Swayam Rup, and he doesn't depend on anyone else. You know, in geometry, there is these words, I don't know translation. Swapata means like the triangle, you know the triangle? 3 angles in the triangle. So 180 degrees. The 3 angles of the triangles, they add up 180 degrees, isn't it? Do you remember geometry? So for example, one angulo reto, one 90 degrees angle. How to call? In English, angulo 90 degrees, how do they call it in English? Rectangle. Right angle. Right angle. Okay, the right angle. So in the same way, also God, He's Swayam Bhagavan, like He's this Swayam Bhagavan. He does not depend on anything. This self-manifest. He self-manifests. So this 4 sweetness, like He has, extraordinary. No one else has. Rupa Madhurya, Lila Madhurya, Vena Madhurya. This is incomparable, unparalleled. Krishna only has this. He's only one. But with his Achinta Shakti, he manifests many forms. One Param Tattva, with his Achinta Shakti, inconceivable potency, he manifests in 4 forms. Swayam Rup, Tad-Vaibhav Rup, his original form, his other incarnations, Maya and the Jivas. So here he's saying, one thing is Bhagavan. So, okay, Parikit asked about the Gopis. He told, okay, Gopis didn't see Krishna as Bhagavan, even not seeing him as Brahma. Also, no. So, how did they attain God if they were not thinking he was God? Then Shukadeva said, Ukta Prastat, I have already told the answer about it. When? When I spoke about the death of Shishupal that time. If you just absorb yourself in Bhagavan, all your lust and anger will be destroyed, and in the end you'll attain Bhagavan also. How did Kamsa attain Bhagavan, for example? By the fear. He was absorbed in the fear. One speciality of bhakti is the absorption, abhishta. Just like a person who wants to earn money, like a person who is aiming to earn the money, the person will always be absorbed in earning money. So the more you absorb, the more you have like thirst for something, then it will be absorbed in that thing. For example, if you're thirsty, you'll be always thinking, where's the water, where's the water? You'll be absorbed in searching for water, isn't it, if you're thirsty? So you'll be searching for water. And if somebody gives you a rasagula and you're thirsty, like it's really hot in the month of summertime, it's so hot, you were walking, then somebody give you a rasagula, will you eat the rasagula? No. You want? You tell, no. Just give me some sweet water. Like some fresh water, I just want to drink water. Like when you're thirsty, you only want water, nothing else. And also you're also absorbed, Abhishta, like where's the water, how to get water, what is it? So where to get Ghanashyam, Krishna, for example. Raskan, he told this, Kaha mile Ghanashyam, where to get Krishna, where to find him. So by absorption, all lust and anger, they will be destroyed. So how to attain God? So. Like the Gopis, they have attained Lord by their lust. Because they're always absorbed in Krishna. When the Gopis would gather together, they will not speak about anything else. They would speak only about, oh my friend, tell me something about Krishna. Then they would describe Krishna's beautiful form. Oh, today early in the morning, Krishna was with his friends and he was going for cow grazing. How he was going? Oh, his form was so beautiful. Peacock feather on his forehead. Very beautiful. Tribanga Lalit, three-bent foot, with his sidelong glance, he's still in the heart of everyone. And also this Karnika Pushpa, reddish flower, Karnikar, he's sometimes using in the right ear, sometimes in the left. And then Bibradvash. Oh my, and so beautiful, he's Pitambara. Shining yellow cloth he wears, so beautiful. So Krishna is wearing this garland made of 5 kinds of flowers. So beautiful. Bhajanti Mala. So there is one Bhajanti Mala and also another kind of garland also. What is the name? Vanamala. So the Bhajanti Mala is made of 5 kinds of flowers. And it goes until it's really long garland. And it's made by 5 flowers. Then Randran Veno Adara Sudaya Purayam. So in his Adara Sudha means upper and lower lips, he's having the flute in his lips. Like he's playing the flute. How beautiful. Actually, sometimes the Gopis are like jealousy of the flute. Like they see the good fortune of the flute, and sometimes the Gopis feel like jealousy. In the realm of Prema, there are many moods, like for example envy or jealousy. There are 20 kinds of alankar. Sometimes irsha, Isha, you understand? Jealousy, what is it? Or envy. You see someone else's prosperity or happiness and you burn your heart because of that. Like your heart is burning seeing others' prosperity. This is irsha or envy. Gopis also, they have this transcendental mood sometimes. Look at this dry piece of wood, this flute, just to show off to us. This flute is drinking this nectar of the lips of Krishna. The flute is a man, he's a male. His flute is a male. So the men don't have this qualification, this eligibility to drink the nectar of the lips of Govinda. Venugita is saying this. So they have this like envy or jealousy. Sometimes they're humble, sometimes. So asura, in the asura, you cannot tolerate that. Looks like the moods of in this world. So God is doing Madhya Lila, sweetness pastime. So really look like these world things of this world, isn't it? Like you see the prosperity of others, and then your heart burns when you see the other's prosperity. I don't have this qualification. We are not qualified, but still, when you see the other's prosperity, your heart burns. What do? Or we say, you want to pull that person down, isn't it? You don't have as much money. So we're staying maybe 20 or 50 years in the same house, but your neighbor, his son did master PhD degree. He's getting a lot of money. Before we used to live together, like me and my neighbor, very nearby. We bought this house together. But for 20 years I could not do anything, like some renovation, nothing. And you see, now he has made a big house out of that same basis. His son, the son of my neighbor, is a great officer, and my son is a foolish person. So this envy. Then you want to pull that person down, like drag him by the leg, really, like down. This is like envy. It's burning. This happens or not? Why? Why is like this? So Bhaktivinoda Prabhupada told one story in the Upakhyan Upadesh. There was one boy. He was a really poor boy. His name was Panchanan. What is his name? Panchanan is actually a name of Shiva. Panchanan means 5 heads. Panchanan. But he was a poor person, right? His family was poor, so he would not get so much food. His clothes are also worn out completely, like one cloth using for maybe 4 or 5 days, same cloth. Like smelly and always running nose, always his nose was running, always coming this mucus from his, how you call that? You know, small kids, especially poor kids. Their parents will not bring to the doctor, nothing. So if the kid is feeling cold, the kid has mucus, so really thick mucus, always falling from the nose and coming to the mouth, and the kid is licking his own mucus from the nose because it's like salty, you know. So the kid is like licking his own. How do you say in this? Mucus, huh? Mucus. Okay. Like you're rich, so I don't know. But those who are poor from village, they don't have, like now cold times, they don't have so much cloth. So the kid is like also trembling with the fear, shaking and feeling fear. Sorry, not feeling fear, feeling cold. The kid is also feeling cold. So always the runny nose is running, and very thick mucus falling, and then the kid little bit rubbing, and also everything in the face becomes with the mucus, and then his kid's also licking that, and he's also tasting the mucus because it's like salty taste. Have you ever tasted your own mucus? So how do you know it's really salty? Yeah, it's like salty taste. So if you were born in some poor family, you would realize what I'm talking about. His parents gave him the name Panchanan. So he was sometimes used to go to school, sometimes not, because it didn't even have food to eat. So sometimes he would go to school, sometimes not. So anyway, his nose was always running. His nose always running. He had a running nose all the time. In English, it's so funny this word, running nose. It's really funny. Anyway. So, but his name was Panchanan. But people of village, they will not speak big names, like long names. So people used to call him Pacha Pacha. But Pacha also means rotten. And also, he's always like his nose running, and also his ears also always with this wax in the ears, and it's also really smelly. So his ears were always very dirty. His ears full of wax, very thick wax, even falling out from the ears. Because he was really poor kid, so who will take care? Maybe sometimes some cold coming or some water coming in the ear, who will take care? So everybody would call him Pacha. Pacha also means rotten. Anyway. But time is also very powerful. So slowly he grew up. Then later on he went to school, college and everything. But still, everybody knew him as and calling him this way, Pacha. Actually, few people knew that his name was actually Panchanan. It's the name of Shiva, Panchanan. Anyway, after that, but you know, the destiny can change. Who can know? Our destiny can change. So, I mean, like, depending on the fate. Then what happened? He studied a lot. He did PhD. He even passed law. He became a judge. He went to the city and became a judge there. Then one day, then he came back to the village. Oh, he says Pacha. How Pacha became judge? We don't believe. We can't believe it. This is like some rumor, which is not true. People are saying, but it is not true. Not possible that Pacha became judge. How Pacha became judge? No. Even my own kid, my kid also didn't even finish the studies. And Pacha was always living near our house, and Pacha became judge. No, I can't believe it. But, so the person was feeling this envy. Like, how possible Pacha became judge? No, yeah, it's true. Now he has a gigantic, like, mansion. And he got a big land from the government, and he has a mansion. And he has, like, whenever he walks, whatever he walks, maybe 4 or 5 cars, security cars of the government also around him with siren. How do you say it in English? Siren. So it's like whatever he's going, so many people around him. No, I can't believe it. Impossible. No, this didn't happen with Pacha. Those who have envy, they cannot accept. They don't want to accept others' prosperity, and they just want to pull the person down. But in the spiritual world, also there is the transcendental envy. I told Gopis were singing flute. You are a dry piece of bamboo and wood. There's nothing inside you. You're completely hollow. What is your qualification? You tell me. How can you drink the nectar of Krishna's lips? This is only like a show. You're like a show off. You're just pretending. Actually, you are a male. So how can you drink this? So Gopis were feeling envy. You just want to like dissolve to, I can't say, to show off. You say? Yeah. To show off. Actually, you don't have qualification to drink this nectar. So this is the envy of the Gopis, or jealousy. So in the spiritual world also, actually this is also a glory of the Prema. this jealousy actually in the spiritual world. But sometimes they also tell the flute, "Oh, flute, you're so good, fortunate." Sometimes they also praise the flute. "Oh, flute, you're so fortunate. Just like a king is sitting, as a king is sitting on his throne, and there are always two pillows next to him. So in the same way, the upper and lower lips of my beloved." Adara Osta means upper lips and lower lips. So Adar, upper, Osta. So you should know. They are not the same. Kamsa, upper. Okay. Sorry. Adar means the lower lips. Okay. Okay. Adar means the lower lips, and Oshta means the upper lips. Okay. So this is like the throne, and the lips are the pillow. So like the flute is sitting on these pillows of Krishna's lips. So my friend, so sometimes they praise the flute. And also Krishna is also massaging the flute, because Krishna is playing the flute, and slowly Krishna is like massaging the flute, like serving the feet of the flute. Oh my friend, look. Not only that, so the flute also says, "Oh, I'm feeling hot." Then Krishna, with his eyelids, Krishna is also fanning slowly. The flute also, he's fanning the flute. You don't even realize, but every second you're blinking. So anyway, Krishna is serving the flute. So sometimes the Gopis criticize the flute, sometimes they praise the flute. What is this? It's all these things of the Prema, because nothing is for their own happiness. Just to make the Prema more amazing, they have these moods. So all this envy or jealousy or hatred, actually all this is this jealousy just to make more sweet and amazing the Prema. Just like the waves of the ocean, they come from the ocean, isn't it? They come from the ocean, and they like they enhance the water of the ocean, make the ocean more beautiful. Later on, the waves again, they merge in the ocean. In the same way, in the Prema Raja, realm of love, all this jealousy and envy or hatred, all this actually is what? Stimulating the Prema more. So sometimes it's Dipta, Sudipta, Dumaita, all this, you should know this. So Dumaita, Jalita. So there are many kinds of levels of the love. Do you understand? What is Dumaita? Dumait. Just like before the fire comes, you see only the smoke. You know the charcoal? So if you go to some chai shop, they put the charcoal to burn. They burn the charcoal to make the fire. So in the beginning there's some smoke. Then after this smoke stops, then it becomes like red, a flame. So this is Jalit. This flame is coming. Then after some time, the charcoal becomes reddish. Then so Dipta then becomes even more illuminated. So what is the meaning? In Prema also, Dumaita, Jalita, Dipta, Sudipta, all these levels of Mahabhava actually. In the jewels of the heart, everything is there. You can read. No need to do any. No need to read or search in the Lamani or anywhere. You just take one book, Jewels of the Heart, and you'll find everything in this book. All this is manifestation of Mahabhav. So one or two sattvic bhavas, when they manifest, is Dumaita. Jalita is 2 or 3 sattvic bhavas manifesting. Everything depends on the sattvic bhavas manifestations. There are 8 sattvic bhavas, like so. The Dumaita, Jalita, everything depends on this. But when at once all the 8 symptoms of ecstasy manifest, this is called Sudipta Mahabhav. So this is only showing in Srimati Radhika. Sudipta Mahabhav only possible in Srimati Radhika and Mahaprabhu. No third person had this Sudipta Mahabhav. 8 symptoms of ecstasy at the same time. Like Srimati Radhika also had, but Shukadeva Goswami did not describe this. But Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami Kausturi Manjari, he manifested, explained this in Chaitanya Charitamrita. You know, like the pores, they would be just like this simul tree. Simul tree in English, like a cotton tree. Have you seen the simul tree? It's called cotton tree. No, kapas is another. Simul. Kapas is like another like shrub of the cotton, like, but no, this is another. It's really big. Anyway, if you open, there's also some cotton. English, I don't know proper name, but cotton tree. So the tree of this cotton is actually some thorns in the tree, like big thorns actually, very thick. Have you seen this tree? In Brazil, is everywhere. I always show you everyone. So the pores of Mahaprabhu, his pores, like hair standing on end, would be like this, very thick pores with hair standing on end. And actually blood was coming out of his pores also. You don't see this description about anyone else. Srimati Radhika also had this, but it's not described in the scriptures. But for Mahaprabhu we see these descriptions in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. Have you read Chaitanya Charitamrita? Read it and you'll find. How to say Simul in Hindi? You have to see the tree, then you'll remember and understand. In Brazil, I always see this tree. Very tall tree. It's a very tall tree. And the fruit is also really big of this tree. The fruit of the tree is really big. And from this tree also comes cotton. In Bengal also a lot is there. Of course. So the other kind of cotton is called kapas in Hindi. So the other kind of cotton, that other kind of, like I think shrub, I don't know exactly the size of the other, but the other plant that gives cotton, the name is kapas in Hindi. So when you want to understand something, you have to see. So you never saw a paineira, as the cotton tree, a simuli tree, and how can you understand? Krishna Das used to say. Like in Bengal, we really speak about the things that we really saw here. Like, what are you speaking about if you never saw those things? But do you understand what is bolta? Sorry, Gurudev did some meaning of words. Tataya, like this wasp. Wasp. In Bengal, no. So, he was making some joke. He was saying like this. We thought the wasp, bolta in Bengali. But how do you call the bolta? Bolta in Bengali is like this wasp. So he's like, what? How do you bolte? How do you call in Hindi? How do you call this bolta? But actually in Hindi they call tataya. Another. So it's like some funny joke with the word. You don't see this Sudipta Mahabhava in anyone else besides Mahaprabhu. You must read, study. Every day I'm repeating. Study, read, study, do bhajan, read books. You'll feel the bliss. Ananda will come. Will come or not? Now you're happy just to hear, isn't it? Everybody's feeling happiness. Yeah, this is true. Happiness will come. Ananda. So during the day we don't have time to read. Huh? Yeah, like I was doing bhiksha, so many things going here and there. So I used to study in the night time actually. During the day I didn't have time to study. But during the night you're sleeping, not studying. So how possible? Tell me. You sleep during the day and the night. So how possible? You sleep in both times actually. You have to study. Then you feel the bliss. Happiness will come. I'm talking about Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu Jal Nilamani. You have to again and again read these books. Then you will feel the happiness. Happiness will come. Like happiness will come. So loba, greed to attain something. Then you'll be absorbed. How to get that thing? If you want money. So first of all, like I want to get money. So this is eagerness, loba. Then you have to be absorbed in that. Then you can do business, whatever. So if you don't open your shop, how possible money will come? Are you getting money online? So Devi, did you see the thorns? The other picture. This picture here, showing this. These thorns. No, back. This thorn of the tree. Like for example, first you have to be eager for the money, then you absorb in the money, then you get the money. Kamsa, he had fear. Bhai. What is fear? He was always thinking, when that area voice came, he was He was afraid. He was thinking, Krishna will kill me. So if you have eagerness for money, you'll be absorbed to get money all the time. Kamsa attained Bhagavan by fear. So how to attain God?
क्या बोलते कामात देशात भय और स्नेह संबंध और स्वयं भक्ति विभु 6 प्रकार के
6 ways of attaining God. Bhakti. So Kama, Gopis attained by Kama. Bhaya, fear, Kamsa. Then so Kamsa absorbs in Krishna. Sneha, Pandavas. Dish, this envy, Shishupal. He was envious of Krishna, and just by seeing Krishna, he was angry and started speaking many things bad about Krishna, calling Krishna's name, like swearing Krishna. So after 100 insulting words, then Krishna with chakra cut his head. So Desh means envy also. He was envy. Shishupal was envy of Krishna. Angry also. So Desh, this envy comes actually, is related to the anger. Like you see other people's prosperity, then you become angry with this envy, angry. The Pandavas by affection, sneha, they attain to Krishna. Then Sambandha, the Vrishni people, Vrishni dynasty, Yadavas, attain Krishna by relationship, Sambandha. And Narada Rishi told, how did I attain to him? By bhakti. So who is best? Kamat. Attaining Krishna by the lust, actually the love. So one by one we like, first of all we should, 3 of them we have to remove, of course. Which one? Bhai, fear. Desh means krodh, or like envy or anger. And because this is completely opposite of bhakti, right? Because in bhakti should be favorable. In bhakti, 2 things should be there. Accept what is favorable, reject what is unfavorable. So, we're absorbing God by like hatred or envy. This is, or by fear, this is unfavorable for bhakti. So, we should give up these 2. Then 4 are left. So 2 you crossed out. Then someone is still there, relationship, like those who are in the Yadu dynasty. But this relationship is also in opulent mode. So this one also you have to cross out. So 3 are left. Sneha of the Pandavas. What is Sneha? The Pandavas. But this Sneha also you have to cross out. Why? Because they also have Aishwarya, opulence mode. And how many are left? 2. Which ones? Kama and Bhakti. But Bhakti I also have to give up. Why? Because Narada Rishi is studying about Bhakti, and Bhakti Rasamrasa explains in the commentary. This Bhakti here mentioned is also Aishwarya bhakti.
भगवत बुद्धि भक्ति जो
Like
है,
bhakti that you think
उससे छोड़ना है।
Krishna is God. So this also you have to give up also this.
तो रहा क्या कौन सा?
So left one, which one is there? Kama. Like this lust. I think Krishna in this way.
ये काम की है ना,
So
कृष्ण
काम is
की
what?
बुद्धि का सुख और ताकत।
Just you do everything to give pleasure to Krishna's senses.
ये परिभाषा है।
Actually the definition of lust,
प्रेम ही
kama.
को पारमाना,
The lust of the
नाम
gopis is the
वो
love of the gopis. Love of the gopis is the lust of the gopis. Same.
गोपियों की जो प्रेम,
So the prema of the gopis actually is the lust. The prema of the gopis is one thing only.
वो गोपियों की प्रेम, इसलिए क्यों प्रेम कर रहे हैं?
So why it's called prem?
जितनी भी क्रिया है,
Because everything the gopis do for
वो
Krishna
सब क्या है?
is actually only to give pleasure to Krishna, for the senses of Krishna.
भक्ति रसामृत सिंधु,
In the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu,
टीका में इसके वर्णन
in the commentary we see this explanation. And then
है।
only one was left, Kama.
कृष्ण इंद्रिय सुखता,
Because everything they do is to
गोपियों की
Krishna Sukha, for happiness of the happiness of Krishna.
श्लोक में क्या है? जत्ते
The topmost expression of this we see in this verse. Jate Sujana Charanas.
तेना अटवी अटसी है।
Like this last look of Gopi Gita, Gopis are saying that Krishna can just put his feet on their breasts. Gopis are showing the topmost love in the Gopi Gita. By this verse, Jate Sujata, Gopis are showing the topmost expression of love. Read the verse. The Gopis are thinking, Krishna's lotus feet is so soft. Even they are afraid to put Krishna's lotus feet in their own breasts, because they are afraid that Krishna might feel any pain, any suffering from this, because his feet is so soft. This verse is so beautiful. Bhava is so beautiful. So this verse, Jate Sujata, has a beautiful Bhava Madhurya in it. Pronunciation is not proper. You also forget. Speak nicely, then I can remember the verse. This verse is so beautiful. Gopis are manifesting their Bhava Madhurya. Topmost definition of love is in this verse. Topmost definition of love. If I speak too much, you will not understand. You'll think it's material things. In this other verse, Gopis are saying, when you go for cow grazing, you are not feeling pain in your feet, and by thinking the feet, the pain you might feel, our heart is melting. Your feet is so soft. Your feet is called Ratul Charan. When you're running behind the cows, There are so many pebbles, sharp stones, and some thorns on the floor. These thorns, these pebbles don't hurt your feet. Like even the rice, you don't know what can I tell. Like these husks from, you're feeling sleepy. Like husk from vegetables, like from rice, like this. Do those done, this paddy, like the rice with the husk. Just like everything, the wheat also has some like fiber. The rice also has, and this is also really sharp. This part of the plant of the rice, so it's really sharp and can also hurt the foot. So only thinking about this already, our heart is melting. Thinking about the pain you might feel in your feet. Then sometimes their mind is changing. They're thinking about another thing. Like they have a quarrel in their mind. The Gopis are two kinds of mind, like a good mind and bad mind. So sometimes, like good mind, Krishna is not feeling any pain, of course not. Another mind is saying, no, of course Krishna is feeling pain. His feet is so soft. So Kalilatam mana. Kalilatam is this quarrel in the mind. So just by thinking about all this, the Gopis are thinking about this, and then their heart is melting. So the lust actually is for Krishna's pleasure. So love is whatever you do only for Krishna's pleasure. But externally it looks like lust. Actually, there is no love in this world. There is no prema here. If something is not here in this world, how can you understand about this? Chaitanya Charitamrita explains also. Jambo nada hai. Jambo nada hai. Jambo nada hai. Chaitanya Charitamrita explains. Jena jambo nada hem si prem nirloke na hai. So there is one kind of gold that is. But what happens? There is a place in the top of Himalayas. There is one river also in the top of the Himalayas, and there is one jumbo tree. And then this fruit of this tree is falling in the banks of the river. But as soon as it touches the bank of the river, becomes a gold. Hema means gold. So jumbo nada hem. So this fruit of the jumbo tree turns into gold, and then goes to Swargaloka. The demigods take it. So like it doesn't exist in this world actually. So just like we're speaking about prem, love, but love does not exist in this world. But this love we have here is completely contaminated with the modes of Maya. Actually, there's no love in this world. The definition of love, there's no prem in this world. We are speaking love and love, but first I love you, then I hate you. So then later I kill you. So how is this love? Prema is, even though there will be a cause for destruction, the love is not destroyed and actually increases more and more. This is prema. There are many definitions of prema. And the topmost definition is what? A drop of tear from the eyes. This is this definition of love. So many subtle conceptions are there. How can you understand all? Just continue reading. Okay, Vanchakalpa.